Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebastian. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. And today we have an excellent show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you guys know, Chris Broussard is a LeBron guy, right? He's a LeBron guy. He believes that LeBron is the second greatest player of all time. I even believe he said he's signed to Clutch Sports and all of this stuff. So he's a LeBron guy. But nevertheless, he still maintains that Michael Jordan is the greatest NBA player of all time, right? And he will argue that point with anyone. And usually when he argues that point, he brings up some fantastic points. Now, as you guys know, Anthony Edwards came out there and made some comments about Michael Jordan's era, where he said that MJ was the only player in his era that had skill. You've had various people try to come out here and twist his words and say, no, he said, we're going to go off of what he said. And he said that MJ was the only player in his era that had skill. Everyone has reacted to it. People in big media have reacted to it. Even Chris Broussard himself reacted to it yesterday. But in the midst of him talking about this, towards the end of this segment, it was a show that was published on The Odd Couple yesterday. It was about a 19 minutes video. He says something that I believe was quite revealing. And he said something that a lot of people are thinking, which is the following. Chris Broussard basically went on to say that he believes that the real reason things like this are being said about Jordan in his era is because of the LeBron Jordan debate. And he believes that it's these LeBron zealots that are out there that are creating these different narratives and talking points as a way to bring down Michael Jordan's legacy. Now, some of you are like, there's no way Chris Broussard says something like that. And I'm here to tell you he did. And those are the comments that we want to get into. But before we even get into what Chris Broussard had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select two or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting two entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is want to play exactly what Chris had to say. It's only less than a minute, about a 40 second clip. And then want to come back and really get into this show. Take a listen to what Chris Broussard had to say here.
Exactly means. Them guys play real basketball. They had real skill set. And he just talks stupid. I think this is a rebuttal to they getting tired of some of the older heads talking about how soft the game is right now.
Yeah, and I think all this kill the 90s stuff is and
done
we're
with
done
the
with the
90s.
90s, yeah. It's a response to the Jordan LeBron debate. Right? That's really what it is, because it's a way to try to disparage Jordan's competition. And then obviously say, well, see, he didn't play against the competition that LeBron played against. That's where a lot of
plumbers,
this comes
Chris.
from.
They were just plumbers, Chris. They weren't no
Right.
good. They were just
Well,
plumbers, bro.
That was J.J. Redick.
Yeah,
now, that wasn't the 90s, obviously. We talking about the 60s and stuff.
A new current NBA
But,
coach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I feel you.
Oh,
But,
I know you do.
Yep.
All right, let's move on, man.
So you heard what the man had to say, right? He believes that it's these LeBron guys that are doing it. Now, here's something that's interesting. There's something that exists within the LeBron James fan community, which is this. LeBron James fans, there are some of them that believe that in order for you to be a real LeBron James fan, you can never say negative things about him. And if you dare, even as a LeBron James guy, say one or two negative things about him, you may be ostracized by some of the extremists, which we call the LeBron zealots. I have seen it. I have seen LeBron fans turn on one another because one of them dared to make a critique about LeBron James. I've even heard some LeBron fans say that Chris Broussard is a fake LeBron James supporter because he refuses to say that he's better than Michael Jordan, or when he comes out and says things like this. It happens. I have actually seen it happen. I want to go back to what I said at the beginning of the show, where some people believe that this is where it came from. About 2 days ago, we produced the show on some of the things that JJ Redick had been saying when he was on ESPN and all of that. And I was saying that JJ Redick is the one that really kicked off this disrespect towards Michael Jordan and players from his era. But a lot of people in the comment section that watched that show were saying, no, it's not JJ. The one that really started this was LeBron James fans and LeBron himself. People were actually saying that. And now to hear Chris Broussard, who's a LeBron guy, a person who's even represented by Clutch, for him to say that it's LeBron guys that are pushing this, it makes me begin to think, well, is it LeBron guys that are really doing this? Now, does LeBron have this fetish of trying to control narratives and have people think that he's better than Michael Jordan? Yes, he does. It is a fact. It is a fact. It is a bloody fact. Even Rashard McCann just revealed years ago when LeBron came into the NBA, one of his goals was to erase the old 23. So LeBron is transfixed on supplanting Michael Jordan as the greatest player of all time. He is fixated with it. And all he does is send his cronies out there to basically argue on his behalf on a daily basis and take one shot at the other. I think the guy's name is Andrew Schultz. He had JJ Redick on his show a number of months ago before he was a Lakers coach and all of that. And they were talking about we're done with the 90s. And he made a joke to JJ where he was like, I'm sure it was your man LeBron that started all of this. And JJ just kind of laughed it off. But we do know that LeBron and these guys are in desperate search or desperately want NBA fans to believe that he's better than Jordan. We know this. We've even heard conversations that Stephen A. Smith revealed between himself and Rich Paul, where he was like, I have LeBron as the second greatest player of all time. And Rich Paul stared at him and looked him dead in his face and said, that's disrespectful. So to them, if you're not saying LeBron is the greatest player of all time, you're disrespecting. And since they know that the vast majority of NBA fans consider Jordan to be the greatest, then what they have to do is they have to work on a daily basis to try to tarnish Jordan's legacy. So now on second thoughts, maybe it did start with LeBron and these guys. We do know they have an obsession with, we know that. We know that. I see so many different creators creating shows on different topics, and you see one thing and I'm like, so as this was being said in these different groups and these different spaces around the internet, I've heard one of them say that Horace Grant is a Hall of Famer, because apparently what some of them are trying to do is that they're trying to elevate Michael Jordan's teammates and then diminish LeBron's teammates to make it look like, oh, Jordan had more help than LeBron, which is crazy, which is absolutely insane. But these people actually try to make this argument. Some of you are like, no, but it must be close. It's not even close. It's actually offensive, the amount of help that LeBron has had versus the help that Michael Jordan. Somebody like, well, how do you prove this? I can prove it easily. Of all of the all-star caliber players, Michael Jordan's teammates that he played with throughout the duration of his career have a total combined all-star appearances of 10. Let me repeat that once more. Jordan's teammates that he played with throughout the duration of his NBA career, if you tally all of their all-star appearances together, it amounts to 10 all-star appearances. 10. If you calculate all of the all-star appearances that LeBron's teammates have had throughout the course of his career is about 130. It's about 130. About 130. So it is laughable, the notion that LeBron had more. It is a joke. A total joke. A sham. A farce. But these are the extents that these people go through. And they try to conceal all of this information from NBA fans that, for me to put it bluntly, that refuse to do research. Most NBA fans don't do research. So you can get anything over them. The amount of help LeBron has had it is a laugh-a-thon. And then if you juxtapose the fact that LeBron has had more help than Jordan, but somehow has found a way to lose more than Jordan while Jordan has played more competitive teams, it is a joke. We're going on 22 years. The man is sitting on 4 rings. Still trying to get to 5. Jordan did it in 15 years. 15. And actually, he did it in 14 because he missed a year. They can't even come close. They cannot even, and they know this. That's why they come up with one stupid argument after the other. We're done with the 90s players in the past. And then you have NBA players today that are just basically out there selling their soul for clicks and views and money. So they're going to sit up there and twerk it up every single day, slap each other with honey, run up and down the hallway hollering and screaming, vibrating and gyrating all over the floor, saying all kind of madness. Oh, them didn't have no skill. Them players are really good. Really? Really? Is that what we're saying? That's what these guys are saying. So for Chris Broussard to say this, he already knows what time it is. We all know what time it is with these dudes. We already know what time it is. So look, these are my thoughts on this. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about the points Chris Broussard brought up? What do you think about our analysis? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.